Hey guys, JP here, and today we're going to have an episode of How Not to Be a Noob, and we're going to be going over recoil management with the guns you're using in this game. So, what I mean by this is figuring out the burst patterns and how you need to fire a gun. So, let's take the Ace 23 for example, which is what I'm using right now. All I have is the Coyote optic on it with a stubby, which the stubby just increases your accuracy a little bit. So, at close range, okay, like let's say I'm right on top of someone, I can just magnum this thing, okay, and you can see it's still pretty accurate, okay. Now, even at ranges like this, I can pretty much magnum, okay, anything in this real close range. Now, when I get out to medium range, which is going to be about, I'd say, here-ish, okay, about medium range, I know that I have to burst a little bit more, okay, so it needs to be anywhere between 4 and 8 probably. Okay, and we can see that we still have a really tight recoil pattern for being medium range. Okay, so now let's test this thing at long range. So let's go fire from back here. We'll fire up at the top here. Okay, so now I know that I'm going to be firing like in 2 to 4 round bursts with this thing. Okay, so now let's go look at what it looks like. Okay, so we can see that that's actually really good, a really good recoil pattern for being at long range like that. So basically all you have to do in this game to be able to fire super accurate and nail most of your shots is figure out the recoil pattern for each gun. And it comes to messing around with it in a private server, messing around with it in pubs and stuff, figuring out what attachments work for you and stuff like that. Because for a gun like the AAK, it's going to be a little bit different than the Ace 23. So at this range, I could dump with an AAK, like I could mag dump at close range. But when I get out to medium range, I'm only going to be firing in like 3 to 4 round bursts with the AAK. Okay? And with the Ace 23, I was firing like 4 to 8. Now, with the AEK at long range, with the Ace 23, I was firing in like 2 to 4, 2 to 3-ish. AEK is like 1 to 2, or like just a 2 or 3, just a little bada, like micro-bursting, I guess is the best way to say it. So it's all about going into a server, figuring out what works for you, and figuring out what works best for you, and messing around with the gun, tweaking it with your attachments, figuring out how much you need to burst it, how little you need to burst it, and things like that. And another thing to keep in mind when it comes to shooting with accuracy is to stand still when you're shooting. So instead of shooting and strafing and strafing and shooting and just doing like this, because this is going to throw your accuracy off tremendously. You want to, unless you're at close range, you can get away with this at close range, kind of doing this number, but you want to stop and shoot. So I'm going to be doing like this, and then I'm going to stop, shoot, and then I can move and get behind cover, whatever I need to do. That's another huge fundamental of actually shooting, having really high accuracy in this game. That's one that most people don't keep in mind when they're playing. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Please click that like and subscribe tab, and until next time guys, this is JP, out.